Hello there, how are you doing? Hope you're doing wonderful today, and welcome to Enchanted Hollows Season 2. The final episode, the finale, the end. It's not a sad goodbye. In fact, I'm pretty happy with the work that we've done this season, and the work that we're going to do this episode. This is not the finished product of the base, don't worry. There's going to be a lot of work done in this episode. I don't envision a lot of what's behind me is going to get done, but in front of me is definitely going to look a lot more complete. There's a few announcements that I need to make before we do get into this episode, though, mainly regarding Enchanted Hollows and the future of Enchanted Hollows. So I presume a lot of you can guess what I'm going to say regarding that, but also regarding the channel and plans that I have regarding the channel in the next year. So, in the grand scheme of things, very close, very near, in fact. So, yeah, buckle up. Let's get to the announcements, and then let's get into the actual episode, shall we? For those of you that don't want to listen to the announcements, I don't care for the announcements, or are new here, so the announcements don't really affect you that much. Timestamp on the screen now. Feel free to skip to that point in the video if you just want to see Minecraft content. This isn't fitting. This is a happy moment, don't worry. I am going to go underneath some cover, though. So, announcement number 1. Enchanted Hollows Season 2 is ending. At the time of recording this video, it is about the middle of October. We are starting Season 3 in January or February. We haven't really decided a final date yet, but just know Season 3 is starting relatively soon. But Season 3 is going to work a little bit different to how any other season has worked. So, Season 3 is, instead of us using a random seed and us kind of just hoping that there's good locations, we have picked a seed, a bit like what Hermitcraft does. We've picked ourselves a seed, and it's specifically a seed that has a singular central island. And the reason we've done that is because it's going to allow us to be close together. The Enchanters are not going to be hundreds of thousands of blocks apart this season. We're going to try and stay relatively close so that we can see what each other are doing. And we can visit the other Enchanted easier, we can see. And also, it gets rid of that. These portals cause an immense amount of lag, and we're going to be splitting the island into different districts and then using those districts to determine what people build. So some of the districts will likely be more full than others, but it does mean that we don't have to have one base next season. We can build in all of the different districts if we'd like. And I'm hoping by the end of the season we'll have a nice island full of stories. Yeah, Season 3 is looking to be very, very good and very entertaining, and I am very much committing to Season 3, a lot more than I did with Season 2. I'll admit I kind of only half committed with Season 2. Now to the other news, and not related to Enchanted Hollows as much, kind of is, but not to the same degree. I, as many of you will know, I'm currently a university student, and my course ends in about August next year, so about middle of next year. No, it's not August, it'll be like June or July of next year, so towards the beginning half of next year, actually. And as part of that, I have decided to take a gap year. I've decided to save up a decent bit of money, and I've spoke with Miss Duck and my parents, and they're okay with this. I'm going to be taking a gap year, and I'm going to be taking YouTube full time during that gap year. So YouTube will be priority. I'm going to be taking it full time. We're going to be doing it as if I was able to do that. And hopefully, by the end of that time period, I'll be able to. And I'll be able to continue doing YouTube full time. If that doesn't happen, that's okay. But we're sure as hell going to try, because this is a passion. This is a dream that I have, and we're going to try our best to do it. So, yeah, just know I'm going to be a full-time YouTuber for at least a year. It's a big step. It's a plan that I have put a lot of thought into, and I've not come to this conclusion on my own. I owe a great deal of this plan to Miss Duck. But with that out of the way, and with the announcements out of the way, I'm going to do a quick summary, and then we're going to get into the actual episode. So, summary of the announcements. Enchanted Hollows Season 3, starting January or February. Not really sure. And I'm taking YouTube full time as of next year. Pretty big news, I would argue. Now, let's get into the episode, shall we? Now, as you can see, I've collected some cows and some sheep. We're going to make a cow and a sheep farm. I'm going to be honest, it's not for any purpose other than I want a cow and a sheep farm. The season's going to be ending after I finish this recording, so they are going to be completely useless. But I want a farm for them. I went and I collected a whole bunch of resources. As you can see, very random array of resources. We're going to be using those in order to build a barn in this general area. So let's get into it, shall we? And we're going to start building the barn. This is... Oh yeah, we have those now, don't we? I completely forgot that we're in the copper update. And let's just get building, shall we? So I'm thinking in terms of a barn, it has to be quite large. Barns aren't small. So maybe this area? Maybe we expand it just a little bit. I'm not doing exact numbers for this, if you can't tell. I'm kind of just eyeballing it and hoping that it looks, generally speaking, okay. Does that look stumpy? That looks fine. It's cows and sheep. So doesn't exactly need to be perfect, does it? Oh god, I got it directly in the center immediately. Great. That is the entrance. But then again, it makes sense to have the entrance on this side, doesn't it? Because the entrance to everything else is on this side. There you go. Why did I do that? What? What? Okay. Right. That's this bit done. Now we can actually start the outlining. Now, I'm going to confess I'm kind of doing this off my memory of barns, which is entirely from cartoons. I've never actually been in one of those, like, typical red barns. So, yeah, we're kind of just eyeballing this based on my memory, which is, as those of you who have been on the channel a long time will know, very good. Don't insult me, please. My ego can't handle that. What we could do is do that. I think that, yeah, that does quite a lot to sort of break up the monotony of the build. I like that. So we're going to do that. Going all the way along. Okay, so that's that section of the wall now finished. All we now need to do is go in here, grab a metric ton of these. I'll just grab 60 for now. And it's important that I don't start with that bit. I need to start with this bit. Looks like we're shortening the entire thing by one block as well. There we are. There we are. That looks alright. I'm actually quite happy with that. That looks pretty good. And then what we'll do is at the top, we'll do like the roof and have it hang over. On the inside, we're probably just going to have to do the same thing so that we can hide this redstone. Okay, yeah, that doesn't look half bad, actually. I'm pretty happy with this layout. We just need to finish this building. So, we are going to do a super speedy time lapse. Get this build done. Okay, I'm back. And as you may have seen, we actually did finish this. And honestly, I'm really happy with how it looks. It's not a bad little barn. There's certainly some things that I could do in terms of adding a little detail, but all things considered, I'm really happy with this build. I think it's come out pretty much exactly how I was hoping it would. So I guess it's now time to get the animals in, which is going to take absolutely no time at all. They're climbing on the walls. Why would they do that? Who knows? Only they do. Yeah, let me know down below what you guys think of that. Next thing we're going to turn our attention to is we're going to expand the crop fields to be the size that I originally wanted them to be. So, let's do that, shall we? I think we're going to do something a little bit different on the channel. I'm going to turn around, going to look off into the sunset. I'm going to cast a magical spell, and when I do, those crop fields are going to be fully done. And now that we've cast it, if we turn around, look at that! The spell worked! And it even built walls. That's kind of cool. What a wonderful spell. Returned us to when the farms were finished. Let's go and have a bit of a closer look, shall we? Look at this. It's built walls. It's done carrot farm. The carrot farm's expanded. It's done wheat. Ah, incredible. Oh, wonderful spell. I'm just really happy with how this has come out. I'm really happy with the little wall. I'm happy with the farmland. I just think this area looks so complete now. It's incredible. Not finished, though. Those of you that are observant will notice there's a chest here. I've done a lot of harvesting in the past, 24 hours or so. I've gone and collected a lot of pumpkins. The torches, I actually had quite a large supply of those, but we had to go and collect a lot of pumpkins. So we've got that. Oh, another thing, the bed of the river is now completely mud. So if we go along, I think this just makes it feel a little bit more complete. This is starting to look nice, I would argue. But turning our attention to this, I want to add some scarecrows. And I think if we use jack-o'-lanterns, one, it acts as a natural light source, so we can have light in our fields, so no spookies can spawn. But two, and most importantly, is it's going to look cool. I think scarecrows are going to look pretty awesome. So let's go and grab a few more resources. But the little design that we're going to be going with, let me find what I'm going to. It's real. Oh, that's because that's not the right fence block. What we need to do is we come over here. I broke my axe, so yeah, no axe. Damn it. What we do is we attach that there, attach that there, grab ourselves a slab. How are we going to do this without breaking it? And ta-da! It's a little scarecrow. Look at that. And that emits light, so we can get rid of this little torch here. We're going to do it very super quick, time-lapse style. Let's go! Okay. We have done it. We've added a few. I didn't want to overdo it, so I haven't added absolutely loads. Yeah, I think they've added a decent bit of character to the area and definitely added something to the build. Now, we have got two main things to finish up before we can consider this season complete. And I'm gonna consider this season complete, to be fair. I really happy with this bit. Thing number one is I need to address the wall. We're tearing it down. We're getting rid of the wall and everything behind it. But we're going to do that after we finish this area. Because I feel like finishing a project for once. You may see that there is path here. It goes down and then it goes that way and it comes along. And there's a bit over there that needs doing too. We're going to finish the path. So we're going to get all of the mud blocks in. All of the lampposts. So with a quick spin. And hey, look at that. It's all done. There's lampposts. The path is complete. Even over there. If we take a quick fly over here. Look at this. Even completed over here. Oh, this base is starting to feel nice and complete. And I'm really, really happy with what we've done this season and what we have here. Now, those of you who have been watching and following this season will know this wasn't the original plan. At least not for me. My original plan was a huge fallen kingdom, and this was only going to be section 1 of it. But it would be too much to build that in one episode, especially given that this is the season finale. But 2, I kind of lost hope in building that a little bit ago. I'll admit, I tried to be hopeful. I tried to say that I was going to finish it. But I've fallen in love with this little bit that I've built here. And I think, all things considered, this is better than the big kingdom ever would have been. This looks nice. I like this. And this is also a similar way that I'm going to be building next season. So instead of doing one huge, big build, I'm just going to do smaller builds that eventually add up to make one really big build. So this little village, so to speak, is my mega base this season. I know it's small and I know the tree isn't complete, but there's not really a huge amount I can do about those things. The tree would sadly take far too long to finish. So we're going to pretend the tree is finished by doing that and only seeing that angle. But all things considered, I'm really happy with the way that this base has come out. And I hope you guys are just as happy with this as I am. So, without further ado, guys, thank you all very much for watching. You may be able to see by the time this isn't the end of the video, but dismantling this wall is gonna hurt my soul. So we're gonna do that as the outro. Instead of me doing that and then doing the outro, I'm gonna say my farewells to season 2 now, and then the outro is gonna be destroying that wall, followed by a quick walk through the town, because quite frankly, I'm happy with season 2, and I'm happy to say that I did what I wanted to do and I got things done. And I genuinely hope that you guys have enjoyed this season as much as I have. This season has been amazing. It's not been a very long season. Season 3 is going to definitely be longer, but it's been a good season nonetheless. I'm very, very happy with the end goal of this season. So, for one last time, thank you all very much for watching. I've been Duckboy. You guys have been awesome. Never forget that. And this is it for season 2. Thank you for watching, guys.